Hi, I'm Jeff Salomon. I'm a first year at NYU. I was wondering if you have any advice on legal interviews for jobs and summer positions.
For summer positions specifically, or?
I guess both, but I would be looking for a summer position.
Right. Go ahead.
That's a seminar in and of itself, quite honestly. Well, I guess in a nutshell, look your best. You know, go in there with the $1 million suit that you have, and if it's not, you look great today. Right. It's okay, don't worry.
I wore one last night.
Make sure it's
so
clean
when
you go in. Get your hair cut, all of that stuff. So, you know, your presentation is the first thing I would mention. Also, what a lot of students don't necessarily do is do their research on who they're interviewing with. You know, it's just another firm for them that has a full, practice, and they kind of walk into the room, and when the question's asked, why are you here, why this firm, and in relation to, all of the other, hundreds and maybe thousands of firms in the nation or the world that you could possibly interview with, they kind of really never have a good answer. So know why you're there, know something about the firm. Try to be as honest as possible, and if you don't really have a good reason why you're there, have something good to say. That's going to be impressive. It's the excitement that you're going to want to convey to the person that you're interviewing with is why you're in the room. Get on the internet, get on their website, Google them to death. Figure out who's what, who's where. I sit in a lot of recruiting committee meetings, and always the people who jump to the top of the list are the people that everyone says that they seem really, really excited about being here. So I would also say that. And I guess finally, the third thing I would say is, prepare ahead of time with what answers you have to say. I mean, there are some basic questions that you're probably going to be asked about. So tell me about your grades. Why are you why aren't you in the top 5% of the class? I mean, or whatever the question is going to be. I mean, have pretty much a canned answer ready. Why did you go to law school? Why are you interested in litigation or transactional work or trademark work? I mean, have a real good reason ready to go. If you're going to say that you're interested in something, have some backup for it. And I can't tell you how many times the simple questions are asked and people really don't have an answer, to back up why they're telling me they're interested in certain things. So prepare, I advise students that I do mock interviews with to get together with their friends and ask each other interview questions and practice. Interviewing is, in a sense, an art form. And so, practice makes perfect.
I'd like to add two things. One is start your search early. I can't tell you how many resumes I get well into the summer break, and it's too late. I've already hired. The people who get jobs are knocking on my door practically in September, October, and November. And then further to Lawrence's comments, target one of the persons, in a sense, at the firm and know about them and say, I'm interested in this area of law. I know that this person practices in it. He had a seminal case, or she had this particular case. And know about that case. Then you can, that's where your interest lies. And you might be able to convince them to give you a job based on that, and maybe even be assigned to that particular person.
I think preparation is very key. You got to be prepared before you walk in there. You know about the firm. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's one thing that I think a lot of people are afraid of. They just kind of blindly nod up and down for the next 30 minutes and hope that they smile big enough to make a good enough impression. But don't be afraid to ask questions. I've found that through numerous interviews I've done in the past that, and I'm sure you already know this from meeting with other lawyers love to talk. So if you ask them a question, they will talk, and you just keep feeding them, and they'll love you. They'll think this guy was the most intelligent guy I met all day. He agrees with everything I have to say. And just, don't be afraid to ask questions and prepare, and it'll work out.